Welcome to this episode of Dr. Ambedkar Thoughts. In our last video, we have discussed those who oppose reservation always evoke issue of efficiency and put forth an argument as if efficiency is contradictory to the reservation. With the help of available research studies and with the living example of Tamil Nadu, it is proven that this claim is totally false. Opponents of reservation raise one more argument that people do not observe caste. Roots of caste systems are weak in modern India. People do not believe in caste system. They ask, where is the caste? People are working together, people are traveling together, people are eating together, and people are not dependent on traditional caste based occupation. I have many SC/ST friends. We mingle freely with each other. Where is the caste? And if people are not observing any caste restrictions, then what is the need of the caste based reservation? POI, People of India, is the name of the survey report published in 1993. This is the biggest survey report carried out by Anthropological Survey of India on people of India. The distinguished feature of this survey report is that for the first time, such type of survey has been conducted by Indians on Indians. Earlier, two such surveys were carried out by British government on Indians during 1868 to 1875 and in 1908 by the same name, People of India. The objective of the project was to generate brief descriptive anthropological profiles of all communities, the impact of change and developing process on them, and the linkage that bring them together. This short descriptive profile would add up to the first ever national ethnographic profile of people of India. This survey brings out some noteworthy facts about Indians. The survey identifies 4635 communities of India. Most of the communities are characterized by division, hierarchy, endogamy, commensality, occupation and descent in lesser or greater degree. Each community considers itself distinct from others and endeavors to preserve its autonomy or exclusiveness in matter of marriage, various other forms of contact, occupation, commensality, etc. Every community both looks up to some and looks down upon others. Most of the communities still retain endogamy as a norm, and members of large communities still follow traditional occupations, identity of community as a key word. Most of the communities are endogamous. Endogamy ensures perpetuation of the community. The concept of purity and pollution is an integral aspect of caste system, abundantly revealed in the project. Regarding self-perception, following facts are revealed. 28.8% of communities perceive themselves in the higher order, 47.5% of communities perceive themselves in middle rank, 28.8% of communities perceive themselves at the lowest rank. Whereas for perception of community by others, the report says 12.8% are seen as high, 42.8% are seen as middle, 28.8% are seen as low. 76.3% of the Indian communities considered themselves as middle and low rank. Others considered 86.4% of communities as middle or lower. This shows that large section of society is still caste conscious. Data shows the widespread awareness of Jati Varna system. Nearly 68.5% of the communities are aware of it. About 8% of the communities perceive themselves as Brahmin, 50.9% as Kshatriyas, 9.36% as Vaishyas, 29.1% as Shudra. Highly placed communities are marked by higher position in the regional social ritual hierarchy, better control over land and resources, non-commercial relations with other communities of inferior status. The low placed communities mainly consist of scheduled caste, and few other castes are placed at bottom due to their abject poverty caused by less possession of land and less control over economic resources. Anthropological Survey of India found that notion of hierarchy of highs and lows still exists in 90% of the communities, and in overwhelming numbers a person still marries within the communities. All across the country, the segregation is residential. From Uttar Pradesh to Tamil Nadu, the generally accepted untouchables are still forced to stay in hamlets on outskirts of the villages. A third of the scheduled caste are not even allowed to share crematoria with others. Fifth of the scheduled caste have to walk miles for a bucket of water because their village will not share the well with them. This POI survey clearly shows that on a large scale, even today, Indians observe caste system. 90% people are caste conscious. Now we will understand the situation of social discrimination in India born out of caste system. Where there is a caste discrimination in India, do people of India still practice untouchability? Let us see what research findings say. All India Action Aid Survey 2001, which was conducted in 550 villages of 11 states of India. Second, Navsarjan and Trust Survey of 1589 villages in Gujarat in 2009. And third survey, the survey of 42,000 households across India by National Council of Applied Economics Research and University of Maryland. The survey classified social discrimination under three categories. First, residential segregation. Traditionally, Dalits were compelled to live on the outskirts of villages. What is their condition in Republic India? Regarding residential segregation, reports said that the concept of residential segregation like Dalit Wada, Cheri, Dalit Basti is there in the villages all over India. This survey further states that even the government housing programs for SC like Indira Awas Yojana and for urban poor like Rajiv Gandhi Awas Yojana also could not remain away from such practice. They also built separate residences for Dalits. Denial of access of discriminatory treatment in basic public services. The Dalits face widespread discrimination, restriction in most spheres of public life, such as access to water resources, village shops, restaurants and hotels, and public transport, and most public services to a varied but significant extent. Discriminatory restriction on public behavior. The discriminatory restrictions or sanctions serve to reproduce and sustain the institution of untouchability. It is done through observance of an array of customs and practices such as banning marriage processions through public roads, remaining standing in front of upper caste person, not being allowed to wear new clothes, etc. The survey noted varied amounts of such customs being observed all across the countryside. Third studies Navsarjan Trust Survey of 1589 villages in Gujarat published in 2009, conducted by Dalit Rights Organization Navsarjan Trust in cooperation with the Robert F. Kennedy Center for Justice and Human Rights. The study, Understanding Untouchability, is based on research carried out across 1589 villages in Gujarat. It outlines a pattern of persistent discrimination against Dalits by members of dominant caste, but also between Dalit subcastes. The findings of Navsarjan Trust Survey revealed the untouchability both in public and private sphere was widespread in interaction between Dalits and non-Dalits. Among several jatis in rural Gujarat, the survey identified 98 types of untouchability observed by caste Hindus to Dalits and 99 types of discrimination followed by Dalit caste among themselves. All in all, the report lists 98 forms of discrimination by non-Dalits against so-called untouchables. The numbers speak a very clear language. In 98.4% of the villages surveyed, intercaste marriages are prohibited and would often be met with violence. In almost as many cases, they cannot rent a house in non-Dalit community. They must not touch the water pots or utensils of non-Dalits, and Dalit religious leaders are never asked to celebrate a religious ceremony in a non-Dalit area. Some other examples are even Dalit Sarpanch is not allowed to sit on a chair or cot before high caste people. Assault on Dalit women for taking part in Garba organized by caste Hindus. Dalit passengers must vacate seat for higher caste passengers while travelling in public transport. Gujarat is being projected as Adarsh state. In 2003, in an affidavit given to Supreme Court, Gujarat government said that there is no manual scavengers in Gujarat, but according to the study of the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, in 2007 there were 12,000 manual scavengers in Gujarat. The next study, National Council of Applied Economic Research NCAER, in collaboration with Maryland University of USA. This was part of India's Human Development Report. This study has undertaken a survey of 42,000 households cutting across all castes and religions. For the NCAER survey revealed that 27% of respondents, and they belong to all castes and communities, agreed that they practice untouchability in some form. Among them, Brahmin respondents were maximum 52%, but lower caste OBC respondents were the next 33%. Non-Brahmin forward caste respondents were 24%. Respondents figures at 15% and scheduled tribe respondents were 22%. The practice pervaded all religious communities too. Jains topping the list of 35%, followed by Sikhs 23%, Muslims 18% and the Christians 5%. In 2007, the Human Rights Watch study report was published under title Hidden Apartheid, Caste Discrimination Against India's Untouchables. According to this report, in 73% villages, Dalits are not allowed to enter into houses of upper caste. 70% villages do not allow Dalits to eat food with non-Dalits. 38% government schools force Dalit children to sit separately. 64% villages stop Dalits from entering temples. 48% villages do not allow drinking water from public water resources. 27% Dalits are not able to go to police. 33% of public health workers refuse to go to the Dalit homes. 12% of villages reportedly prevent Dalits from voting. 25% of villages, Dalits are paid lower wages. In 35% local markets, Dalits are not allowed to sell their goods and produce. 14% Dalits are prevented from entering government offices or panchayat buildings. 49.9% villagers do not allow Dalits to use cremation ground. In India, caste is generally seen to be practiced in villages and urban spaces, are considered to be liberal and casteless under the effect of modern education, industrialization and economic growth. How much truth is there in these claims? Let us examine it with the help of available study reports and research reports. A very recent survey, Social Attitude Research for India, SARI, is the name of survey report conducted by Pennsylvania University and India's Research Institute of Compassionate Economics, RICE, and Jawaharlal Nehru University, which was published in January 2018. According to the report, 39% people of capital Delhi, 48% people of urban Uttar Pradesh and 50% urban people of Rajasthan admitted that they know someone from their family or neighborhood who practiced untouchability. Not only this, survey revealed that many non-Dalits from cities want a law to restrict marriages between upper caste and lower caste. In urban India, caste discrimination in the field of education and employment is another important issue. Due to reservation, upper caste students and professors in the higher educational institutions become prejudiced against the Dalit students. Thus, both their low caste and reservation become the cause of physical and mental torture which Dalit students face in the different educational institutions. According to the article Caste and Metropolitan University 2002 published by Anveshi Law Committee in 2002 to describe the rampant practice of caste in such a higher educational institution which are placed in cities, the Anveshi Committee report said the Dalit students we met were clear that the greatest perpetrator of casteism in their lives was not village farm, high school or local college. It was Metropolitan University. For a comprehensive analysis of spatial segregation by caste, we can refer to these studies. The National Crime Record Bureau NCRB report on crime for the first time has released not just the state-wise data but also specific data on metropolitan cities. The data refutes the claim that caste does not matter in urban areas. What is noteworthy about the caste violence data from metro cities is that it is not negligible, indicating very clearly that the caste consciousness is far from dead in urban India. Bangalore and Hyderabad, projected as Silicon Valley, reported 207 and 139 incidences in 2016. It is not just the social discrimination practiced against Dalits, the kind of violent atrocities committed against them show the level of hatred for Dalits among the non-Dalit population. Insult, indignity, discriminations are routine affair for Dalits in India. Dalits are the 1/6 of the Indian population and such a large mass of people faces human rights violations routinely. A large number of crimes are covered under POA, Prevention of Atrocity Act. Some atrocities are accepted as a normal thing, and even Dalits do not think it is necessary to report them. They neither have the time, the means, nor the courage. There is no authentic research study to show to what extent Prevention of Atrocity Act is being used and to what extent it is being implemented. The crimes that fall under POA help us in understanding the level of hatred and the kind of behavior exercised by higher caste with Dalits. Some examples are forcing them to eat inedible things like human waste or sewer water, throwing flesh and dead animals in their courtyard, parading them naked, blackening their faces and body, interfering in their land rights, encroaching their lands, prohibiting them from entry into public places. There has been increase in number of crime committed against them in last 5 years. According to the government statistics, every 15 minutes an atrocity is committed against Dalits and 6 cases of rapes happen every day with Dalit women. India's Spend is a data analysis site. According to the data analysis based on National Crime Record Bureau's decade-long data from 2006 to 2016. In this decade, crime rate against Dalit rose by 25%. Meanwhile, crime rate against Adivasis or scheduled tribes declined by 9%. Case pending police investigation for scheduled caste are 99%, have nearly doubled from 55% in 2006. For scheduled tribe, it is 55%. Among the crimes that do get disposed of in the courts, about a quarter lead to conviction in crime. Accused person in the rest of 74% of cases completing trial were acquitted, which again rose by 2%. In 2006, 72% of cases led to acquittals. Conviction rate during the entire decade is less than 30%. In case of ST category, the conviction rate is even worse at 21%. It has fallen by 7%. Acquittal rate is very high, 79% in 2016. In 2006, acquittal rate was 72%. Zero conviction rate reported in 2016 by Andaman and Nicobar Island. Gujarat, Karnataka, Tripura, Uttaranchal, West Bengal and Delhi also recorded zero conviction rate. According to study report in 2017 by Mumbai-based NGO Center for Study of Society and Secularism, main reason of low conviction rate are delay in registering the complaint, delay in spot investigation, denial of police protection to the victim, reluctance in registering crime under Prevention of Atrocity Act. The survey study report published in last 25 years show that caste discrimination is rampant in 21st century India and people do practice untouchability, especially in northern parts of India.